Good morning. How are we? How are we on Tuesday? It is raining, cats and dogs. Whatever that hurricane was, it kind of made its way briefly through St. Louis last night. And everything was wet and humid, and it's just yuck this morning. But I wanted to talk a little bit about business coaching. I want to talk about business stuff. And for those in the back of the room that want to question my business skills, hang tight. I got things to say. I'm Kitryn Marie, reside in St. Louis, Missouri, artist, writer, speaker, life, and business coach. What is a business coach? Business coach helps somebody identify what their hobby is, the type of business coach I am. Now, I'm not a corporate girl. Not. Will never be. Can't pay me enough. I'm not allowing anything to wreck my mental health because someone says they are going to pay me the certain amount of money because they do not want to recognize what I bring to a table, and they put a cap on that dollar amount. I don't chase dollars. Dollars chase me. But a business coach. I teach creative-minded women how to take their hobby and monetize it. I teach women how to go online, speak, put themselves together, be camera ready. We talk about business finance. We talk about the money that you have or what money you don't have and how you can start your little side hustle. We talk about using social media to your benefit, being able to tell your story, talk about why you do the things you do, and find the correct community, because there's like 8 billion people in this world that probably somewhere in that 8 billion, maybe 5% needs what you have. Those are things I teach in my business coaching. You know, I want to know, what's your idea? What have you always wanted to do that you were afraid? Because fear is basically the only thing that holds people back. Money always is a second to that. I don't have the right money. Girl, let me tell you, I started out broke. I started with zero. Got in my car, did photography, made money along the road. My pictures got out there. A publisher found me by the grace of God, so on and so forth. It does happen. It can happen. And you just have to prove to people what you have is marketable. That is the type of business coach that I am. Now, I also want to talk this morning. Hold on. I've lent my hand in food and beverage 30 years. I will always lend my hand in food and beverage. I have said, being in food and beverage. Now that is anywhere from I ran a banquet hall, I had a staff, I've bartended, I've helped out in the kitchen, I've served, I've been a runner, an event coordinator, operations manager. Being in that industry, it's like playing basketball. You don't stay put. You pivot all day long. You pivot. On my Fitbit, this is how many steps, how much movement that you put in. My Fitbit would be anywhere from 10,000 to 14,000 to 16,000 steps in a 6-hour shift. You cannot ask somebody who is active, somebody who has done a very physical job for 30 years to sit at a desk and work 8 to 5 because someone else deems what you need to do because they are not active. They have taken an easier way out. They have become a slave to a society, and because they don't want to branch out of being a tree stuck at a desk. And if you're going to come at me, keep scrolling. This is my channel. This is my platform. I am telling you from my point of view what has worked for me. Recently, I put out a poll on all of my social medias. Who do you know personally that is hiring? Who? Personally, who do you know that is hiring? Don't send me a link. Don't suggest Quick Trip, McDonald's, some grocery store. That is not what I've asked. I asked, who do you know personally that is hiring? Nobody seems to want to read correctly the way that I have worded that, and they have suggested Quick Trip, McDonald's, Walgreens, sending me links to all of these, Indeed, Job Hat, LinkedIn. And let me just explain something to you. A lot of these jobs that are out there on all of those marketable job places, they have to list the jobs through their labor board. If there is a job opening within the corporate company, they will list it, but that does not mean that they are hiring for it. Companies right now are struggling to make ends meet. They are not meeting their margins. They have not met their quotas. We are, 6 months into a year. They are not hiring for those jobs. They are using somebody within the company not only to do that job, but to do the second job that they know they're not hiring for, not paying that person to do the dual jobs. The hiring process. I was at Farm and Home yesterday getting my pony some feed. Young gentleman, nice looking gentleman, comes in and he grabs one of the managers as I'm walking by, because I pay attention to everything. And the young man says, "Are you hiring?" He says, "If I can bring my resume in, can you look it over? I'm really looking for a job." The manager on the floor said, "Thank you so much. I greatly appreciate your forward effort and, approaching me." He said, "But everything we hire from is from online and from corporate." He said, "It's not old school anymore. You just can't drop off a resume. You can't drop off, and just fill out an application." And I just stood there just kind of listening because I have been saying this for months on end. The hiring process through any of these companies is a farce. Nobody wants in person. Nobody wants that personal connection. Then you send out all these resumes. Maybe they're hiring, maybe they're not. There is probably, for one job, 200 applicants, and maybe the first 10 get looked at. And then it gets tossed aside because nobody's in any big hurry because they know they have no money. So, to go to any of your grocery stores, there's an online process. To go to any of your pharmacies, any of your drugstores, there's an online process. Any of the restaurants here in this area, and I have probably, sent feelers out to 15 of them and then made the phone call, I've gotten the same thing. We're not really hiring right now, but if you go online and fill out the application, when something comes available, we'll see where we're at, and if we need you, we will call you. So, before you criticize anybody who is not working or is having a hard time trying to find something to, be conducive to who they are and what they do, before you shoot your mouth off, do your own research. There is a reason why I became a business coach, because the corporate world is not what it used to be 25 years ago, 35 years ago, and people do not want to work hard for no money. And if you have an idea and you want to learn how to monetize your hobby, how you can go online, because the online industry is over $1 million entity. But I am Kitryn Marie. I do reside in St. Louis, Missouri. I'm an artist, writer, speaker, a life and a business coach. If you would be interested in taking the class, it's $95. It's an in-person, one-on-one class. Reach out. For today, for tomorrow, be happy, be blessed. Be thankful for everything. Fate turns on a dime. You decide what side of the coin you want to be on. And if you know anybody that's hiring, let me know.